Future Millionaire. It's 11:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the end of this January 28th, 2022. I wanted to come at you with an update, not just on the technical analysis, but this is a little bit of breaking news. So for Kenny, I know you love XLM, but there's some breaking news here about XLM's plans to roll out some smart contracts in 2022. And I've got the actual video that I'm going to show as well. It's about a minute. You guys will see it's about a minute and 40 seconds. But it's a bit of breaking news here. So what I want to do is I want to touch on the charts real quick, and then we're going to get into some of that other news. So real quick, because the charts are practically doing exactly what we said earlier. I mean, the total crypto market cap's up about 0.36% to 1.67 trillion. Nothing special's changed. XRP's still hovering around this, here, let me get to XRP. Sounds like it's hovering around that 61 cents still. Bitcoin's at 37,833. I mean, it looks like it's coming up here to top, but we don't have any real kicks of volume. The volume's been decreasing on this push up in comparison. So we're losing volume. In the 30-minute, there's no impressive volume. We had one big spike, but that was right before we started dropping. So we haven't had any kicks up now. To get past where we already touched, that 39,000 is going to be very difficult with this kind of volume. I could see it pulling up from here, because we've already made it back this far. So, but as far as going much farther than this, our upside could be captured at 38,464 unless we wick through. So that's why I wanted to come on and do this update. So that's Bitcoin. We got XRP. Again, we have very little volume in the 30-minute. And you can see this is becoming an overwhelming issue of why we're stuck in this area. If we had any kind of volume, we'd be out of this area. So likely going to be capped somewhere in this area. So we've got 60486 support and still 65445 resistance. We've been stuck in this small section for quite some time. There's nothing more I can say about that. We got a 59-cent hold that we could hit support. There's a 57.5. That's a truer support in the area. If we break through that, there's that 54.83 wick or 84 wick. And then if we break through that, we got 52 and 48. We're waiting for it to break down, but we also talked about yesterday how we could have a 10 to 15% pump across the market, and that's basically what's happened. So that's why I wanted to throw that out there yesterday, even though I'm not buying shit. I don't care if it goes up 40% from here. I'm waiting for it to go down because that's the technical target, and I play the technical targets. So I'm not a financial advisor. Should you take my advice? No. Oh, no. But you'd be very fortunate to pay attention to the technical analysis that I put out here. And then I want to talk about XLM since it's in our little news. We've still got that 19.4 support. We bounced over 20 cents briefly, but we're fighting that right now. We're at 19.994. It's, in my opinion, undervalued by about... XRP is overvalued by 4 cents if you compare it to XLM. So, but still, XLM's got no volume. People are not willing to buy it. This is just retail investors shuffling it around. 19.4 is the support, 22.1 is the resistance. So that's what we're looking at. Nothing's really changed. I'll let you know if it does, but this still looks like a continuation pattern. It could be a neutral continuation pattern because of how far it's gone. But you trend in the direction you've gone, so it's going to continue to the downside once we're ready. I have no doubt in my mind. DGB, 2124 support. It could come up and retest again. See how it's coming up to this blue line again? This overwhelming descending line. It came up and tested here. Right? It's had a few tests here. Even had a wick up there. Now is it going to do it again and just ride this all the way down? It's possible. But if we were to break outside of it and then pop up, that's something we'd be looking at too. But we just can't have any. We are not finding any steam. We had one big wick right before the Fed meeting. And then a crash in price. Crash in volume. And then a steady off and a somewhat rebound. But never got back to the top level and the volumes crashed. So to me, it leads down. So that's what I'm sticking with. And that's my story, Stan. So I'm going to hit this, I'm going to hit the intro, and then we're going to read about the XLM breaking news. All right, so now we can get to the real news. So we're going to read this and then we're going to end it. So Ripple competitor announces plan to roll out smart contracts in 2022. Ripple competitor Stellar XLM is announcing plans to roll out smart contracts later this year. Kenny, get your cigar ready. Stellar Development Foundation SDF ecosystem head Justin Rice says smart contracts will enable a new suite of products and services on Stellar. There's a lot of work to be done to get there, but at SDF, we're committed to researching and shepherding the development of the code and creating community engagement around an implementation. The goal is to have Stellar remain one of the most accessible networks for developers so they can deliver high quality and safe applications to their users while also allowing it to adapt and respond to the competitive blockchain landscape. Stellar is an open network for storing and moving money. The project's native token, XLM, is used as a bridge currency between two fiat currencies when sending money abroad. XLM is trading at just over, well, we know it's at about 19.9. Here it was 19.29 at time of writing, down 2.37% in the past 24 hours. Tomer Weller, the vice president of tech strategy at Stellar, outlines the rough timelines for smart contracts implementation in a new tweet. We're aiming for a feature-complete test network by the end of 2022. Ultimately, the ecosystem will decide if and when to turn on smart contracts on Stellar. In October, the SDF announced a new partnership with the payments giant MoneyGram to use the Stellar blockchain to facilitate cross-border payments. MoneyGram had previously entered into a partnership with Ripple, a Stellar competitor, in June 2019 for foreign exchange settlements and cross-border payments. However, the payments giant suspended its use of XRP payments this past February in the wake of U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's SEC lawsuit against Ripple. So that's pretty fucking interesting if you ask me. So now I wanted to listen to this and then I will send you guys off on your way. But first, I want to take a visit into the Telegram land. Nope, not Telegram. But if you want to join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month and join the exclusive Telegram, we're up to 144 members. Ever growing. We're at the most members we've ever been at, but we've got news galore. We've got a lot of people that share information. We've got a lot of stuff about the Bitcoins that are going in and out. So if you're interested in all of this and you want to see more than just the standard, if you want to know more than what the public gets, this is where you got to be. The Telegram is where you have to be. And make sure that you join. $9.99 a month. You support Tom's Army. You get that included. Now, let's see. I wanted to go to the Twitter real quick, and then we're going to play that video. Yes, I'm keeping you on a hook here. Because I want to get everything done. You watch the video, and then you're out. So, but I wanted to show one more thing from... thanks FX, Anonymous FX. So, he's congratulating me because my Swing Traders Anonymous made partner today. At 4:44 a.m. I got approved. Isn't that exciting? Whoops. I've got to go to FUD Assassins. Master yourself, FUD Assassins. UB2B. God, I love these. With all of this stuff. Teo the Rainbow Vortex. FUD Assassins. You guys need to join FUD Assassins. 5 elements. FUD Assassins. What does that say about them? And then one more, and then I'm going to go back. Why aren't you coming at me? FUD Assassins. UB2B. UB2B. They're great. You guys need to go check out his page. Fantastic. So now I want to let you guys watch this, and then I'll let you go.
Network innovation is a core focus for the Stellar Development Foundation, and that's going to continue in 2022 as we challenge ourselves to adapt to new possibilities and see the opportunity they bring to extend Stellar. And the most immediate way we can think of to do that this year is with smart contracts. You heard me right. I said we are looking to bring smart contracts to Stellar in 2022. There's a lot of work to be done to get there, but at SDF, we're committed to researching and shepherding the development of the code and creating community engagement around an implementation. The goal is to have Stellar remain one of the most accessible networks for developers so they can deliver high quality and safe applications to their users while also allowing it to adapt and respond to the competitive blockchain landscape. Smart contracts would allow the ecosystem to develop a new suite of products and services on Stellar. They'd not only be a boon to current developers, they'd also attract new developers to Stellar. It will also make it easier for end users to take advantage of Stellar's network of fiat on-ramps to cash into the new digital economy, thereby improving equitable access to financial infrastructure. Since the Stellar network was built as the future of payments, it's important that smart contracts on Stellar are secure for users and can scale without exorbitant network fees. If we do this right, it could set smart contracts on Stellar apart from all the rest. We're optimistic that we can get it done this year, but ultimately, as an open source network with an engaged ecosystem of developers, this isn't solely our decision, right? It's something that we will build with ecosystem support. So we look forward to working with you all to build smart contracts on Stellar.
And for anybody who hasn't seen this, this is a goodie from a while ago, but everybody needs to see this. So I'm going to play this out so you guys understand a little bit more where they were coming from a few years ago with the ISO.
So Ripple has been working with banks rather than against them for the last 5 years to develop a solution that will be acceptable to them, meet the compliance requirements.
Yes, you heard, with Ripple for 5 years, and this was a few years ago.
Of regulators around the world to then deliver a high-speed, real-time, cross-border payment platform. If you look at the way networks work today, the friction is between networks, and blockchain is simply one more network. So saying one blockchain will cover the whole world is like saying we should all be with AOL or Yahoo for the internet, and that would have solved all our problems. As we know that the internet has not grown up that way. So having multiple blockchains for different use cases is good, but you can't really talk across them. So interoperability is kind of a key problem that Ripple has sought to solve. We think that by connecting networks, you will get the greatest benefit in terms of removing friction in the movement of value around the world. We do this through something called the Interledger protocol. This is an open protocol invented by Ripple, but now being run as an open standard by more than 300 organizations that participate in the W3C committee for it. So the idea here is that a bunch of people who have an interest in making the movement of value frictionless will collaborate to build a new protocol to enable ledgers to connect with each other. Now, we are taking all of the parallels for the development of this protocol from the internet itself. And if you look at the way email works, it's because of a standard protocol, TCP/IP, that enables information to be moved in packets around the world without your necessarily having to build bespoke integrations with people from other parts of the world. So using the same model, we have developed the Interledger protocol, which will ultimately allow a ledger in country A to talk to a ledger in country B without having to be on the same platform. This, we think, is going to solve for the Internet of Value. We are also building a basis for smart contracts, which can be built to support applications.